Hello students, welcome in today's lecture. In last lecture of the tract, we have been seen what were the tract, what are different types of the tract. As you have been seen, there are tract divided into mainly three groups are there, which is ascending tract, descending tracts, and the intersegmental fibers are there. So, in today's lectures, we are going to see or start the ascending tract. Among the ascending tract, the two tracts are very important. One is the tract of Gall and second the tract of Burdock. Isn't it? So we will start with the tract of Gall. The tract of Gall. Tract of Gall is the type of ascending tract which ascends upwards from the spinal cord through the spinal cord and it ends into the brain. In the brain. Before discussing it, so what points should be covered in the tract of Gall? Points covered are the one is introduction, second origin, third situation, fourth extent, fifth number of neuron, sixth number of relay, seventh course and termination, and the functions. To discuss this point and to understand the tract of Gall, we must follow this figure. This figure, it will help you to understand the tract of Gall, its origin, its course, its termination. First of all, see the labeling in this one figure is there. See here I have drawn the two segments of the spinal cord. This is the segment of the spinal cord of the lower segment. Lower segment means below the mid thoracic region, and this is the spinal segment above the mid thoracic region. Above the mid thoracic region. Then it is in the medulla, and here it is cerebral cortex, medial plate. This is thalamus. This is lentiform nucleus. It is the head of caudate nucleus, and this is internal capsule. Then here it is cerebral cortex. Cerebral cortex, and this area is postcentral gyrus, the main sensory area. Now we will go to understand or try to understand the tract of Gall. First of all, the introduction. The tract of Gall is an ascending tract which carries the impulses from the lower half of the body. Because it is sensory tract, it carries the impulses from the lower half of the body. So that is introduction. Then origin. Regarding origin, these arises from the bipolar cells of posterior root ganglion of the spinal cord, the fibers arising from lower half of the body. So origin is what? The first order neuron of the tract of Gall arises from the bipolar cells of posterior root ganglion, where fibers are coming from lower half of the body. That is an origin. Then situation. The tract of Gall, after entering the fibers, they lies into the posterior white column of the spinal cord. Here, this is posterior white column of the spinal cord. Posterior white column of the spinal cord. Here, it occupies the whole of the posterior column of the spinal cord up to where? The mid-thoracic region. At the mid-thoracic region, it is pushed medially. It is pushed medially by the tract of Burdock. See, regarding the situation, I will explain again and explain. So, after entering into the spinal cord, the fibers of the tract of Gall, it occupies the whole of the posterior white column of the spinal cord up to mid-thoracic region, and at the mid-thoracic region, it is pushed medially by the tract of Burdock. That is regarding the situation. Where it lies? It lies into the posterior white column of the spinal cord. Then extent. It extends throughout the spinal cord. From the last segment of the spinal cord, then enter into the brain and enter into sensory cortex. So the full length of the spinal cord. Do you understood? That is the extent of the tract of Gall. Then number of neuron. There are three number of the neurons are there. The first order neuron, second order neuron, and third order neuron, which I just see in the figure. The first order neuron, these are the nerve fibers or neuron arising from the what? Bipolar cells of the posterior root ganglion of the spinal cord, and they extend up to in the medulla in the nucleus gracilis. This is first order neuron. Second order neuron from the nucleus gracilis to the ventral posterior lateral nucleus of the thalamus, and third order neuron from the thalamus to the sensory cortex. Thus, there are three order neurons. Then, number of relay, there are the two relays. The first relay takes place into the medulla in nucleus gracilis, and second relay into the thalamus at the ventral posterior lateral nucleus of thalamus. Two relays are there. Now, important part, the course and termination of the tract of Gall. Course and the termination of the tract of Gall. So, we will see course there. First, origin, as you have seen in origin, the fibers of the tract of Gall arises from the bipolar cells of the posterior root ganglion of the spinal cord, where fibers are coming from lower half of the body. After entering into the spinal cord, the first order neurons of the tract of Gall, it occupies whole of the posterior white column of the spinal cord. It ascends upward. Ascends upward. See, remember, before ascending upwards, these fibers doesn't crosses directly opposite side of the spinal cord. Spinal cord. Now ascending, it terminates by the four-way. Some of the fibers, they ends on the posterior root of the or posterior horn of the gray matter of the spinal cord, same side, and then cross it to opposite and ends on the opposite side. Ends on the opposite side. Then second group of the fibers, they ascend and descend upward, forming the intersegmental connections. Intersegmental connections. Some of the fibers, they descend downward, forming the comma tract of Schulter's. And the majority of fiber ascend upwards. It goes above the mid-thoracic region. Here in mid-thoracic region, it is pushed in the medial tract of Burdock, then ascends upwards and enters into medulla, and in the medulla it ends into nucleus gracilis. Nucleus gracilis. Here the first order neuron ends and first relay takes place and second order neuron begins. The nerve fibers of the second order neurons, or here the nerve fibers are divided into two groups. One is external arcuate fibers and internal arcuate fibers. See, here the fibers are divided into two groups, external arcuate fibers and the internal arcuate fibers. External arcuate fibers again divide into two, dorsal external arcuate fibers and ventral external arcuate fibers. The dorsal external arcuate fibers, it runs on the same side, passing through the inferior cerebellar peduncle and ends into the cerebellar cortex of the same side. While the ventral external arcuate fibers, it crosses opposite, passing through the inferior cerebellar peduncle and ends into the cerebellar cortex of the opposite side. Which one? The ventral external arcuate fibers. Do you understood? I'll repeat again. The majority of fibers ascending upward ends into the nucleus gracilis of the medulla. Here it divides into two groups, external arcuate fibers and the internal arcuate fibers. External arcuate fibers divide into dorsal and the ventral. The dorsal external arcuate fibers, it passing through the inferior cerebellar peduncle and ends into the cerebellar cortex of the same side. While ventral Ventral external arcuate fibers, they passing through inferior cerebral peduncle, crossing to the opposite side and ends into the cerebellar cortex of the opposite side. These are the second order neurons. Now, another second order neurons, the internal arcuate fibers. Internal arcuate fibers, they crosses to the ascend upward, cross to the opposite side, passing through the medial fillet, and this second order neuron ends into the ventral posterior lateral nucleus of the thalamus. Here, second relay takes place, third order neuron begins, and third order neuron fibers, it ascends upwards, passing through the anterior part of the posterior limb of the internal capsule, and this third order neuron is ends into the sensory cortex, that is the cortex of the postcentral gyrus. That is the largest sensory area. Largest sensory area. So that is the course and termination of the tract of Gall. Hope you have understood. If not understood, watch the lecture by rewinding and then try to understand how they terminates. Now the functions. The functions, it carries the various functions are there. First one is a function of fine touch, tactile, localization, tactile, discrimination. Second, kinesthetic sensations. Kinesthetic sensation. Third, sense of vibration. Sense of vibration. Fourth is some unconscious impulses. Some unconscious impulses. Especially the kinesthetic impulses are there. And the fifth one last, it forms path for some superficial reflexes. Superficial reflexes. It carries these five functions, but this carries these five functions from the lower half of the body, from below the mid-thoracic region. And that is the tract of Gall. The tract of Gall is also called as a fasciculus gracilis. Fasciculus gracilis. Why? Fasciculus means bundle, gracilis means its first termination occurs into the nucleus gracilis, and first relay takes place here. So that's why it is called the fasciculus gracilis. This is a tract of Gall. You understood? Now, after that, we will try to see the tract of Bardak. Tract of Bardak, which is also called as fasciculus cuneatus. Fasciculus cuneatus. If you understood tract of the Gall, it is very easy to you people to understand the tract of Bardak. How will see? We will discuss with the same point. First of all, I draw the figure. Tract of Bardak or fasciculus cuneatus. Already I have told that if you understood the tract of Gall, it is very easy to understand the tract of Bardak. Tract of Bardak. So this is a figure of the tract of Bardak. This is a first order neuron, nucleus cuneatus, isn't it? Similarly, the medial fillet, the ventrolateral nucleus or ventrolateral posterior nucleus of the thalamus, and the sensory cortex. Now we will discuss this with these points are there. Introduction. It is the ascending tract. Tract of Bardak is an ascending tract which carries the impulses from upper half of the body. Upper half of the body. So that is introduction. Then origin. Origin. The fibers of the tract of Bardak, it arises It arises from the bipolar cells of the posterior root ganglion of the spinal cord, fibers coming from above the mid-thoracic region, above the mid-thoracic region, that is the origin. Then situation, it lies into the posterior white column of the spinal cord, lateral to tract of gall. That is situation where it lies into posterior white column of the spinal cord, lateral to tract of gall. Then it extends from mid-thoracic region of the spinal cord, extend from the mid-thoracic region of the spinal cord to the cerebral cortex, up to the cerebral cortex. Here it differs from the tract of gall. Tract of gall was extend from where? Last segment of the spinal cord. But this is not. It is from the mid-thoracic segment of the spinal cord till the cerebral cortex. That is the extent. Now number of neuron, number of relay, number of neuron. There are the three number of the neurons are there. First order neuron, second order neuron, third order neuron. The first order neuron, these are arises from the bipolar cells of the posterior root ganglion of the spinal cord. They ascend upwards and ends into where? The nucleus cuneatus. Nucleus cuneatus. Second order neuron begin from nucleus cuneatus and ends into the ventral posterolateral nucleus of the thalamus. And third order neuron begins in the ventral posterolateral nucleus of the thalamus and end into the sensory cortex. That is a number of neurons. Then number of relay, two relay. One relay takes place in the medulla in the nucleus cuneatus and second relay into the thalamus in the ventral posterolateral nucleus of the thalamus. That is a number of relay. Now you see course and termination. Course and termination. Regarding course and termination, the fibers of first order neuron arising from the bipolar cells of the posterior ganglia of the spinal cord and they intercept white column of the posterior white column of the spinal cord. In the posterior white column of the spinal cord, above the mid-thoracic region or from the mid-thoracic region above, and they occupies the place in the posterior white column of the spinal cord lateral to tract of gall. Here, lateral to tract of gall and ascend upward. While ascending upward, it terminates in four ways. As that of the tract of gall, four ways. What? The sum of the fibers ends on the posterior horn of the spinal cord of the same side and then ends into the opposite. Remember, first order neuron doesn't directly crosses to the opposite side or goes to opposite side as seen in the tract of gall. So, how they terminates? Four way. Number one, sum of the fibers, they ends on the posterior horn of the spinal cord of the same side, gray matter here, and then from there it crosses to the opposite side and ends. Some of the fibers, they form the intersegmental connections. Intersegmental connections in between the segments above and the below. Some of the fibers descend downward, forming the common tract of Schulter's, while majority of fiber ascend upwards towards the brain. Ascend upwards, lying in the posterior white column of the spinal cord, lateral to the tract of gall, and these majority of fibers, the ends in the medulla in the nucleus cuneatus. Nucleus cuneatus. Here in nucleus cuneatus, the first order neuron ends and second order neuron begins. First relay takes place. And here the fibers are divided into two groups: external arcuate fibers and internal arcuate fibers. External arcuate fibers again divided into two, dorsal and the ventral. Where dorsal external arcuate fibers is passing through the inferior cerebral peduncle and ends into the cerebellar cortex of the same side. While ventral external arcuate fibers of the tract of Barda It passing through inferior cerebellar peduncle and ends into the cerebellar cortex of the opposite side. So that is termination of the external arcuate fibers which are of the second order neuron. Then the internal arcuate fibers. It ascends upwards, crosses to opposite side, passing through the medial fillet, ascend upwards. Here it lies medially to tract of gall. Tract of gall, and then ends into this second order neuron, ends into the ventral posterolateral nucleus of thalamus. Here second relay takes place and third order neuron begins. The third order neurons from the ventral posterolateral nucleus of the thalamus, it ascends upward, passing through the posterior limb of the spinal cord, posterior limb of the internal capsule, and they ends into the sensory cortex of the cerebrum, into that of the postcentral gyrate or sensory cerebral cortex. There is a termination. Means majority of fibers ends where? Either in cerebellum and then into the cerebrum. Then finally, functions. It also have the 5 functions are there. There is function of fine touch, tactile discrimination and tactile localization. Second, kinesthetic sensations, sense of vibrations, some unconscious impulses, and lastly, it forms the pathway for some superficial reflexes. So, this is tract of Bardak or fasciculus cuneatus. Once you understood the tract of gall, then you can easily understand the tract of Bardak. Course, most of things are similar. What are differences are there? Tract of gall begins from the last segment of the spinal cord and extends to cerebral cortex. While the tract of Bardak, it begins from mid-thoracic region of the spinal cord, ends into the cerebral cortex. Tract of gall carries the impulse from lower half of the body. Tract of Bardak carries the impulse from the upper half of the body. Same impulses. While the tract of gall ends into the nucleus gracilis, and tract of Bardak ends in nucleus cuneatus. So that's why tract of gall is called as the fasciculus gracilis, and tract of Bardak is called as a fasciculus cuneatus. So observe the figure properly, and then discuss the tracts with these points. So this is the tract of gall and tract of Bardak. Exam point of view, this will come you people for the long questions. You have to draw this figure. If the tract of gall is asked, you have to draw this one only, blue, which is drawn in the blue color. And if the tract of Bardak has been asked, then you have to draw this one. But you have to show this lower segment and upper segment in both tracts, by which we can understand and we can explain from where it is originate, how they lies, isn't it? So this is the important ascending tracts. Tracts of gall shown in the blue lines and tract of Bardak shown in the black line. That's all. Hope you enjoyed the lecture.